As humans, being honest with ourselves about our own flaws is incredibly difficult. Commonly, it's far easier to identify other people's flawed thinking than our own. Nevertheless, to be a successful investor requires you to commit to a sufficient degree of self-awareness. This is because your success as an investor will, to a large extent, be determined by the patterns of thinking that you engage in. Cognitive biases represent ways of perceiving the world that may not reflect reality. As an investor, it is important for you to be aware of how they can function to distort reality. Moreover, recognizing their existence can enable you to become wiser, allowing you to learn more about how you think and why you think in particular ways. There are numerous cognitive biases that affect investors. However, in this video, we'll be exploring recency bias. Before we begin, let me remind you that I have created many other cognitive biases videos for you to learn from and develop as an investor. Okay, now onto recency bias. Recency bias refers to the tendency to extrapolate the recent past indefinitely out into the future. To the unseasoned, inexperienced investor, attributing too much weight to the glut of headlines generated during a bear market can result in feelings of despair, with the future looking hopeless. An effective remedy that will help you to reduce the effect of this cognitive bias is to adhere to a longer-term view of the stock market. Moreover, instead of bemoaning the recent onset of depressed stock market prices, in converse fashion, the sloth investor, particularly one with a multi-decade time horizon, welcomes the opportunity to purchase stocks at a discount. A 2018 report initiated by Betterment, the largest independent online financial advisor in the USA, provides us with a rich illumination of the effects of recency bias on investors. The report, titled Betterment Consumer Financial Perspectives Report 10 Years After the Crash, outlines the results of a survey that was conducted with 2,000 respondents 18 years and older living in the United States. Of these respondents, 1,602 were at least 18 years old in 2008, the time of the market crash. When asked how they felt the U.S. stock market, primarily the S&P 500, had performed since 2008, nearly half the people surveyed thought that the S&P 500 had not risen at all in the 10 years from 2008 to 2018. In addition, 18% thought it had gone down. The fact that around two-thirds of the survey's respondents responded in this way is staggering. During the 10-year period from 2008 to 2018, the return of the S&P 500 was in excess of 300%. So how can we account for the disparity between the people's perceptions of the stock market and the reality? Undoubtedly, the media hysteria surrounding the market crash of 2008, with its bias towards pessimism and alarm, would have been a significant factor. As a sloth investor, you need to understand the importance of adhering to a long-term investing mindset. Though not easy, you need to question whether you have the tendency to attach too much emphasis on what has recently occurred in the stock market. On the flip side to bear market concerns, if you've been investing during a long bull market, have you come to assume that this will continue forever? If you have, then it's important that you prepare yourself for the inevitability of a future bear market. Rather than extrapolating recent market behavior into the future, it's important to understand the cyclical nature of the stock market and to maintain a long-term investment plan, as this will help you form a natural defense against the dangers of recency bias. To keep up to date with the latest content from the Sloth Investor, whether this be my podcast or other video content, please remember to subscribe to this channel.